Hello, this is chapter 4 of Dr. A's Stop, Challenge, and Choose book. Right here, chapter 4, A Better Way, the Blueprint for Your Health Transformation. Blueprint for Health Transformation. In order to plan your trip, we first need to know where you want to go. The well-being evaluation in the second chapter started to force you to take a long, hard look at your current reality. With that perspective, there are many different places to start your transformation based on how much conscious control you are currently using to navigate your life. You may be where you are intentionally, but most people actually spend more time planning their vacation than they do planning their lives. Here, we want to establish which components of the 3 key areas of physical, mental, and financial well-being you anticipate needing the most attention to move you to a thriving state of well-being. Think of this as taking a trip across your whole nation. As you leave from your hometown to travel 1,500 miles, you certainly can't see your destination. You need a map or a GPS to guide you. You know that someone has come before you and charted the most direct route to reach your journey's end. You simply have to get on the road and follow the roadmap. Primary choices. Each of these 3 areas of optimal health contain individual elements that are responsible for determining well-being. For the best results, check the main determinants that will help you create well-being in a particular area and prioritize the factors that you most need to address. They will usually be areas in which you score the lowest earlier in this book. So look over your notes. If you need to refresh your memory, keep your results nearby. Will serve as a daily reminder, helping you to make the choice that supports these long-term goals. You are the CEO of your life. Only you have control of your thoughts, actions, and results. What does optimal health mean to you? Physical health. Healthy weight, healthy eating, healthy physical activity, healthy sleep, healthy relaxation, safety, and healthy work and place. Mental health. Most relationships, attitude at work, meaning and purpose, time for spirituality, community service, hobbies and fun. Financial health, abundance, resources to minimize stress, money management, money to do what you want, resources to create memories and experiences, community monetary contributions. Your health transformation goals. Secondary choices. The habits of health. These are the individual habits of health, a series of daily choices that forms the building blocks of optimal health. Each positive choice that you make in a single day will make a little detectable difference that day, but over time will make all the difference. As we turn them into permanent habits of choosing the right meal, spending more time with our kids, and moving more during work, we will start to affect the way we perceive the world around us. These little changes to your routine will produce enormous benefits for your health, energy, attitude, productivity, finances, and even potentially your happiness. It will take you where you want to go. The miles will go by slowly at first, but will soon begin to pick up speed. That is how your progress towards well-being will occur. If you are expecting an immediate, complete transformation, you will probably be disappointed. This is the reason why most people have good intentions but do not succeed in the long term. They have watched too many movie characters like Rocky, who transformed from a bum to a hero in 2 hours. Frustrated by the slowness, they succumb to immediate gratification because they are not rewarded immediately for making good decisions. That is why we want to make sure you are clear on what you really want, because you will need to do some things to do things you do not want to do or that may be challenging. Make choices because they will help you reach your desired outcomes of radiant health, greater involvement, more time for your family and friends, and make memories, not because you want a quick satisfaction of a sweet snack. Once you have figured out what is most important for you to work on, we will give you a series of secondary choices to jumpstart your progress in those areas. Fast, variable changes, small wins. We'll give you quick improvements while we lay the building blocks, the habits of health, the support long-term success. Our goal in this ebook, along with the additional help of the Optimal Health community and its members, is to begin laying the foundation for optimal health. Your mastery of habits of health and the impetus to change your underlying conditions will help you build equity in the key areas of your life. Now let's take what you learned about yourself in the well-being evaluation and put it to work. So, anatomy of your habits. Running your life. Most people do not realize that 40% of our daily actions are not conscious decisions, but instead are unconscious, leaving much of our lives to run on automatic. This is a product of our evolutionary biology. If we had to consciously focus on every task and detail related to our survival, we would never get anything done. And probably not notice the saber-toothed tiger sneaking through the brush. So our bodies adapted. We learned to internalize routine tasks, freeing our brains, processing power to focus on more important details, while our subroutine clipped along with little active attention from us. In today's technologically advanced society, we would have a breakdown if nature had not given us such a robust autonomic system to manage all the complex and simple tasks we must accomplish to get through the day. Unfortunately, the small microprocessor deep in our brain cell, the basal ganglia, cannot tell the difference between good and bad habits. So it is going to be our job to build new healthy habits to support and strengthen the healthy habits that you already have, and to change the ones that are not benefiting you or supporting your goals. How are habits made? In the beginning, when you are presented with a situation or a task, you decide what you want in any specific situation. Later, once you have done it a few times and the basal ganglia has processed it, you stop actively thinking about the task and it becomes automatic. After that, it only needs a cue, and your brain's subroutines will ferry you through the task with very little thought, as long as there is some reward to reinforce the behavior. It starts as simply as this. You see a candy bar, cue. You purchase, unwrap, and eat the candy bar, routine. And you get the great tasting treat, reward. So right here, habit of disease loop, craving, cue, candy bar, routine, buy and eat, reward, sugary treat. A craving is born once our brain learns that candy bar is a delicious sugary treat. That is, the very sight of the candy bar creates an anticipation of the sugar high. If we do not get it, we are disappointed. Over time, as we experience the repeated high from the treat, we start craving the high from eating the candy bar. You now have created a craving loop that can be quite powerful and totally unconscious. How your habits are made. Craving loops become automatic, and that is why it is so important to find out what it is in your craving in order to either stop, change, or modify habits that are not serving your best interests. Look at how the desire for a little distraction can turn into a habit loop. Say you are in a long meeting and repeatedly look at your phone for the stimulus of a text message or a new Facebook post from a friend. That brief distraction from the boring meeting is a reward. So you can't help but look at our phones again and again, hoping for the reward. In fact, this habit, this need for mental stimulation and interaction with our friends can become so powerful that the cell phone users have reported phantom vibrations. They swear that they feel their phones vibrating in their pocket, but when they check, they don't have any messages. Stranger yet, some people have reported the sensation when their phones were off or not even in their pockets. The simplest of reward can morph into powerful habits, for better or for worse. And once a craving for it occurs, it takes some work to correct if they are not serving us. If we can rationalize the importance of exercise and help you to find something you are willing to try, we can build on your body's natural tendencies to form habits. Let's say we send you to jog with a friend and we make sure that you have the right shoes, the right jogging conditions, the right companion. At the end of the jog, you receive a reward of feeling great, either from the endorphins or from the sense of accomplishment. Soon we have set up a habit loop. Over time, if you place your jogging shoes by your bed in the morning, you can use visual cueing to set routine of a 30-minute run and reinforce it with the reward of feeling better after jogging. Those endorphins can create a craving that leads to you wanting to jog. Right here, habit loop, craving, cue, jogging shoes, routine, running 30 minutes, reward, endorphin high. You can replace your bad habits. The process for creating a new healthy habit of health, like we discussed in the jogging example previously, can help you understand how we program habits of health. Once we understand the structure that supports the habit of health that we would like to put in place, we can systematically create a new healthy habit. To unweave the bad decisions and replace them with good choices is a little more difficult. The first step is to become aware of emotions and cues that lead us to respond with unconscious bad choices. The second is to reprogram the routines that are hurting us while holding on to the cue and the reward. In this way, we can move towards physical well-being and establish new healthy habits that serve our long-term goals. As we build more and more of these good habits while unweaving the bad ones, we create a powerful burst of momentum where each individual action supports the next. Breaking your pattern. The critical mechanism I teach is to have people redirect their unhealthy behaviors. This helps you to instantaneously take back control. In essence, you are breaking the cue-driven response by becoming aware of unhealthy triggers. Use this anytime you are feeling stressed, perceive a threat, or sense any negative feeling. Stop. Refocus on the exact moment instead of automatically reacting. I have people take a drink of water so they don't respond negatively with words or actions. Just stop. Don't react. Challenge. Instead of responding with an impulse-driven bad habit, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? And question if it makes a knee-jerk response or reaction serves your best interest. Here is where you bring in the discipline of correct choice by picking the healthy response that supports your long-term well-being. To respond, choose the response that supports your more important desire, which is the long-term health. One of the simplest ways to replace a bad habit is to keep the same cue and reward, but to change the routine. You are substituting a habit of disease for habit health. For example, you desire to relax with your spouse after dinner, so you currently have an after-dinner drink. In this scenario, the habit structure looks like this. Cue, after dinner, routine, drink, reward, time with spouse to relax, craving, intimacy. A healthier habit structure would look like this. Cue, finish dinner, routine, go for a walk, reward, time with spouse to relax, craving is intimacy. As you can see, the cue and the reward is the same, but we've switched out the routine. With this approach, we still get to experience that powerful satisfaction but we do not sacrifice our well-being. Health is contagious. To help strengthen these habits, making them permanent, connect with a person or a group with goals similar to yours. We will delve into this topic in great depth later in this book, but start to think about the people in your life that could give you the support you need to rebuild your habits. Having a community of health is ideal for building beliefs and confidence, and it also is important for modeling and association. While you are finding an optimal health community in your area, you are welcome to join our community online and to connect with the health coach so that you can also enjoy one-on-one support from an expert. Next, we will begin to explore your physical health, which will build the foundation for great discussion later about your mental and financial health. The following is a blog written by Robert Fritz, the father of the creative process and structural dynamics. He is an internationally recognized best-selling author, composer, and film director. My colleague, Dr. Wayne Scott Andersen, has developed a phrase that first can seem a little unusual: stop, challenge, choose. What do those words mean when strung together? And herein lies the wisdom of this technique for people to change their orientation quickly, helping them become more conscious of what they are doing and more control of their long-range aspirations. Here's a typical situation. This is still Fritz talking. You are at a party and the waiters and the waitresses walking around with some of the most fattening refreshments. Even though you have been diligent in adopting a healthy diet, your hand automatically reaches for what's on the tray. Before you know it, the food that is inconsistent with your healthy approach to eating is in your mouth, and you are chewing and swallowing it. Yet somehow you know that this is not exactly what you told yourself you'd be doing. Nonetheless, you're doing it anyway. This is an automatic response to the situation you're in. However, the response is an example of mindlessness rearing its ugly head. On the way home, you come to your senses and realize you have violated your resolve. This is usually followed by guilt-tripping yourself for the next few days or hours, but don't worry. Your guilt trip will have no lasting impact, and the next time temptation enters the picture, you will react the very same way. Where you think is your willpower. Where you think is your willpower. Actually, what Dr. Andersen knows is that willpower has nothing to do with it. The underlying structure you are in does. Appetizers and impulse demands instant gratification. When this is the dominant orientation at play, you have little sense of the past or future. Everything seems immediate. You are not able to think in terms of health and well-being or anything else except eating that bacon, cheese flavored little pizza with the high salt sugar content that, while small, is 3,000 calories each, and you've had 7 of them already. This is the last thing you decided you would be eating. And here is the beauty of Dr. A's technique. The first verb is stop. That means exactly what it says. Instead of reacting instinctively to the moment, give yourself a moment to think, reflect, become self-aware and mindful. This only takes a moment, but without that moment, the hand is quicker than the unconscious mind, and you will find yourself gorging on the worst rubbish you can imagine. This stop moment enables you to take a step back from the abyss and come back to your senses. The next stop challenge is so different from the usual guilt trip techniques that always backfire. Here, Dr. A is helping you set up structural tension. What is the overriding outcome you want to achieve? Would eating this thing in front of you help you accomplish your goal? This enables you to reestablish the vision you have for creating health and position that against the current reality. Challenges here mean consider. Challenge here means consider, review, self-consciously make apparent the conflict between short-term impulses and long-term health. Which is more important? Which one will you decide is senior? Your choice, but a choice formed from a mindful awareness rather than mindless instinct. And the final verb, choose. Now you have the power of choice back under your control. You can decide to eat what is in front of you or not. Once in a while, a trip to the land of junk food won't hurt long term, but too often, at first it is once in a while, and then more often, and then before you know it, it's back to those old bad habits that work against you. What Dr. A has set up is in this last step is the ability for you to make a primary and then a secondary choice. If developing health is primary, then to support that outcome, the secondary choice would be to avoid eating unhealthy things. This is not giving up anything, but understanding the hierarchy of desires and organizing your life around those things that matter more rather than those things that matter less.